Divinely revealed. 12 miraculous steps when empaths release pleasing others for heavenly purpose in the heart of St. Mary's Hollow. A quaint English village wrapped in the embrace of rolling hills. Anna knelt beneath the amber glow of stained glass. It was a moment that could only be described as heavenly. Whispers of prayer floated through the air, thick with the scent of burning incense. Each flicker of candlelight seemed to pulse with divine energy. As she clasped her hands, she felt a stirring in her soul, a promise from God that something extraordinary awaited her. Days earlier, her beloved grandmother, a spirit filled with unwavering faith, had been given a diagnosis that shattered the family. In the darkness of despair, Anna's heart ached. She had spent years serving her community, but that rewarding life had taken a toll. Surrounded by her duties, she had become a shadow, just an echo of the vibrant woman God intended her to be. It was the well of love she had given that seemed to run dry, leaving behind an unsettling void as her knees kissed the cool stone floor. An immense wave of emotion swept over her. Suddenly, a light shimmered above her, illuminating the church with a golden hue. Sobbing, Anna lifted her gaze, and in that moment, the room was filled with a serene presence. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she felt a voice inside her, a clear revelation of 12 divine steps to healing and freedom. It whispered promises of liberation from her burden to please others, and the light seemed to beckon her to embrace her true calling. The first step, honor your heart, felt like a gentle nudge within her spirit. Step by step, the guidelines unfolded like petals of a blooming rose. As she fervently prayed, she sensed her grandmother as spirit, the soft caress of a hand, the warmth of a hug that was not hers but felt achingly familiar. Before we continue, I need to tell you about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system, and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. Each revelation surged through Anna like lightning. Trust the whispers of the heart, and let go of the illusion of control, igniting an electric hope. Yet, as she gathered her family and the townsfolk to share, skepticism clouded their faces. Tradition weighed heavily in the hearts of the villagers. But Anna felt a new fire within her. Each word she spoke resonated with the same warmth she felt in that sacred moment. The struggle was fierce. Undeterred, Anna ventured further down this divine path. With nightfall came desperation, and while praying, she experienced an unspeakable encounter with the divine, a moment that would forever change the course of her life and her village. An angelic figure seemed to glide through the oak-laden church, with wings broad and majestic. The congregation held its collective breath, captivated by this miraculous manifestation as Anna trembled with faith. Would this divine experience guide them to unity? Would they embrace the 12 steps that could transform their hearts? As her grandmother's health dwindled, time felt cruelly fleeting. Would her faith lead to her grandmother's healing, or had Anna yet to fully understand the heights of God's plan? With so much at stake, Anna sank down again in humble prayer. Anticipation buzzed around her as she clung to hope, knowing deep down that God's power was about to unfold in ways she could never imagine. As Anna knelt, the fabric of reality shimmered around her. She sensed a ripple in the air, a sacred invitation beckoning her deeper into this mystical communion. Her heart raced with each heartbeat, resonating with the whispers of the divine that enveloped her. The angelic figure, a radiant embodiment of love, seemed to linger just beyond her reach, urging her to step into a new realm of understanding. Believe, Anna. The soft voice echoed through her mind, a reminder of the promise she clung to so tightly. It felt as though the walls of the church were listening, holding her story in their aged beams. She drew strength from the myriad candles flickering in soft, prayerful rhythm, each flame a flicker of faith that had burned through the ages. The second step emerged from within, a powerful manifest of revealed wisdom. Nurture the spirit of community. She closed her eyes tightly, allowing the warmth of the Spirit's presence to wash over her. Her thoughts drifted to the villagers, faces marked with worry and disbelief, each grappling with their own burdens. Could they really embrace her journey? The thought ignited a ferocity within her like a roaring flame. If they could only see the beauty of connection, the divine threads that knit their lives together, unity could flourish. With this newfound clarity, Anna rose from the stone floor. She stepped forward, her heart full of fervor, ready to bridge the gap of misunderstanding that had taken root. The atmosphere in the church shifted as she turned to face the small gathering of villagers. She could see their cautious expressions reflecting doubt. "Dear friends," she called out, her voice trembling yet steady, "I stand here as a witness to the divine. God has shown me the way forward. We are called to embrace each other fully, to hold one another's burdens together." The air felt charged, each word hanging suspended like the very moment when dawn breaks over a silent field. Some nodded, hesitant but intrigued, while others murmured skeptically. The path ahead was steep, but it felt clear to Anna as she spoke of love for one another and the heavenly purpose that awaited them. The congregation was quiet, captivated by her authenticity. Slowly, the threads of doubt began to unravel. Moments passed, and she felt a shift deep in her spirit. One by one, they began to let go of their hesitation. I want to support you, Anna," came a voice from the back, a familiar face she recognized as Martha, a widow who had lived in St. Mary's Hollow for decades. "I've seen shadows over this village for too long. We need hope." Anna's heart swelled at Martha's words, deepening the connection of shared faith. Her voice slowly regained momentum, pouring forth more steps, revealing brighter paths. Each statement felt like the labor of love shared in community. And as Anna laid forth the third step, "Listen for divine guidance," a soft breeze swirled gently throughout the church. But the path was still fraught with challenges. The angelic presence lingered in the shadows, a reminder that the journey had only just begun. Spiritually fueled, they were led to confront the lingering doubts that rested in their hearts, and doubt, as it turned out, was the enemy they would need to face together. With greater purpose ignited, Anna looked towards the future. What awaited on this uncharted spiritual journey? How would they begin to dismantle the walls that had bound them for so long? And could they truly embrace faith and vulnerability in a world so fixated on uncertainty? The questions lingered, wrapped in the warmth of hope. Anna felt an inexplicable peace settling over her, knowing God was already in motion. Their collective faith was about to awaken into something glorious yet hard to grasp. As she turned once more to the congregation, she sought their unity. "Are you ready to step into the light with me?" With a breath held in anticipation, the answer remained just out of reach, casting shadows over tomorrow's promise. The stillness in the church hung like a delicate thread, trembling with potential. Anna gazed at her friends, each face carrying a story, a weight of belief and worry intertwined. The atmosphere grew thick with expectancy. It felt as if heaven itself were listening. "Are you ready?" she pressed, her voice soft yet resolute. She could feel the heartbeat of God vibrating in the silence, pulsing through the very stones of the church. The flickering candles cast a warm glow, illuminating the hope awakening within them. Martha stepped forward, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. She murmured. "I may be weary, but I believe there is more for us. More than just surviving." "Yes," a young voice chimed in, the baker's son, still a boy yet with an old soul. "We've lost our way, but I feel something stirring tonight." His words unspooled courage in the hearts around him. Anna's spirit lifted at the sight of them, hope dancing in her chest like flames in the wind. "We can change our story, friends. Each of us holds a thread, and together we can weave a new tapestry, a tapestry of grace, understanding, and love." As she spoke, the energy of the room shifted. It was no longer mere words. Her voice blossomed with authority, each phrase a call to action. "Step 4, dear ones, share your burdens." She felt the angel's presence swaying around them, an encouragement from beyond the veil. "Let us not carry our heartaches alone," Anna proclaimed. "We were not meant to shoulder our struggles in isolation." A murmur rippled through the villagers. One by one, They began to share the farmer who feared losing his land, the young mother overwhelmed by loneliness, the elder who mourned a lost generation. Each story was a confession wrapped in vulnerability, a revealing of scars that bore witness to the trials they faced. The air thickened with emotional honesty, and Anna felt the weight of their shared pain. Yet, beneath it all, there emerged a powerful current of unity, a divine promise weaving between them. Despite the fears, despite the ages of mistrust, the ache for connection was undeniable as the last words settled. Anna felt a stir within her. Step 5. Let us rejoice in each other as stories, she declared, her heart swelling with divine love. For every burden shared is a burden lightened. We are a community bound by grace. Can you sense it? Martha wiped a tear from her cheek but smiled, a beacon of grace among them. Other faces broke into soft, reluctant smiles, the flickers of connection drawing them closer. Anna stepped down from the altar, moving closer to them. Let us create holding spaces, dear ones. We will walk together through trials. We'll laugh and cry together, for that is the essence of divine love. She paused, knowing this was only the beginning. But what comes next? Anna asked, her voice threading through the air. To build a community, we must also let go of the chains that bind us to fear. Are we ready to reach deeper into that love? The silence echoed around them, pregnant with potential, as thoughts raced like whispers in the wind. It was more than a question. It was a shared commitment to walk into the unknown. With anticipation crackling in the air, Anna felt a surge of hope. Could they truly dive into this new way of life together? Could they abandon their fears for the sake of divine connection? As she looked into each pair of eyes, the curtain of tomorrow began to rise. Driven by faith, they were on the brink of a miracle. Their next act was looming ahead, but would they have the courage to embrace it? The air vibrated with a tension both beautiful and unsettling, as Anna gazed around at her companions. Their expressions a mixture of hope and uncertainty. She understood that what lay ahead was not merely a step to be taken but a leap of faith that demanded trust. A soft rustling echoed in the stillness, as the baker's son spoke again, his voice carrying a childlike wonder. What if we failed? What if nothing changes? His question hung in the air. Anna's heart ached for him. Those fears were familiar. They lingered at the edges of every heartfelt dream. But what if we do not try at all? She countered gently. What if we stay bound by our fears and never know the fullness of love awaiting us? The weight of her words settled tenderly on their hearts. Around the room, nods of understanding blossomed. Martha stepped forward once more, clarity brightening her feature. In our silence, we have been alone. In our sharing, we allow Goddess light to infiltrate the darkest corners of our souls. Yes, the village elder added, his voice tremulous yet strong. It is in our willingness to be vulnerable that we truly find strength. When we see each other as hearts laid bare, we are reminded of our shared humanity. Emboldened by the profound exchange, Anna felt the swirling embrace of divine love grow deeper. Then let us take step 6. Forgive ourselves and each other. Her voice rang like a bell, clear and penetrating the air. It is time to release the burdens of our past, to acknowledge and forgive the shadows that cling to us. We've all made mistakes. We are human. A cascade of emotions swept through the room, leading to shared glances and whispered amens. Error and forgiveness danced together in this sacred space. It became a gentle reminder that even the stumble of faith could be met with Goddess grace. Can we lean into forgiveness? Can we free ourselves from the bitterness it cultivates? Anna urged, looking into the eyes gathered in the sanctuary. Martha nodded, determination swimming in her tears. Yes, we must acknowledge our brokenness to heal. The baker's son clenched his fists, a look of fierce courage igniting within him. Then let us do it. I want to forgive. I want to let go. We cannot carry our anger and fear any longer. With that declaration, a fragile energy pulsed through the congregation. It was electrifying, a divine force urging them forward, inviting them to live into the fullness of grace that had been promised. Anna stepped closer to the altar, gathering the hearts around her. Let us speak forgiveness into the air. Name it, dear ones. Say the names that have held you captive. Say what you are ready to let go of, and as they began to speak, the church transformed into a sacred chamber filled with awakened souls releasing words of sorrow and pain. Whispers turned to shouts of liberation. Their voices intertwined, creating a powerful harmony, a new song mingling with the past as they wove a tapestry of healing. Tears flowed freely, yet alongside them were smiles. Laughter erupted, cutting through the pain like sunbeams in spring. With every name spoken, every scar revealed, the chains of fear splintered even further, and a new understanding took root, an understanding that carried essence of the divine. Step 7. Anna breathed deeply, feeling the shift in the atmosphere. We must embrace our true purpose, which is to shine our light forth into the world. She felt a wave of warmth, urging her onward. For what we have stirred tonight is a wellspring of faith, a river overflowing with the love he pours into us. As the souls gathered began to grasp this newly ignited purpose, Anna sensed it, the stirring of something magnificent. They were all converging at the edge of a precipice, hearts beating in sync. But could they truly step off the edge and fly? Could they let go of everything they held dear for this mission? An unshakable anticipation rose within her. The path was illuminated ahead, but the adventure lay just beyond the horizon. What lay beyond that leap of faith? Anna stood at the altar, heart racing, as the energy in the room crackled with uncertainty and excitement. The air felt different now, thick with an awakening that seemed to pulse in time with her heartbeat. She looked around at the faces illuminated by the flickering candles, their expressions a canvas of determination and anticipation. It was as if a divine wind had swept through the church, stirring courage in the depths of their souls. Martha, Anna said, turning toward her friend, do you remember your journey? How you found your voice amidst the shadows? Martha nodded, her eyes widening with clarity. Yes, Anna. I was lost in fear. I wanted to make everyone happy, to please all, while losing myself in the process. But the moment I chose to embrace my own worth, to let go of that need for approval, that was the moment I truly began to shine. The baker's son listened intently, his brow furrowing in thought. So it's not just about forgiving others, but forgiving ourselves too? Embracing who we are meant to be. Exactly, Anna replied, her enthusiasm blossoming. When we stop hiding who we are, we can illuminate the paths for others. It's a beautiful exchange of grace. With renewed focus, Anna called the gathering to hold hands, forming a circle that pulsed with unity. Let us pray together. Let us ask for the courage to step beyond this fear of disappointing others. Let us open our hearts to our true selves. As they bowed their heads in prayer, the silence was thick with sacred intention. Each breathed word became a thread weaving them closer, anchoring their spirits in hope. Anna could almost see the light that flowed between them, a divine connection shimmering in the air, igniting faith and purpose. Holy Spirit, Anna whispered, her voice tender yet resolute, help us release the need to please others, to free us from those shackles of fear and expectation that dim our lights. Lead us toward our heavenly purpose. Suddenly the room lit up. A warmth enveloped them, a radiant presence that felt so tangible, like an embrace from the divine. Whoever was gathered sensed it, a powerful reminder that they were not alone on this journey. Martha felt tears well in her eyes as she shared, I'm realizing I've clung to those expectations for so long, but it's time to let go. I refuse to dim my light to please anyone anymore. An inadvertent cheer erupted from the group, as if their spirits were finally taking flight, like birds shaking free from captivity. Each person was awakening to the sacred truth that they were born to be who they truly are. Voices rose in song as fingers clutched tightly, and hearts soared in unison. Anna laughed out loud, the joy bubbling up inside her like an overflowing fountain. Look at us. We are shedding layers. Layers that never belonged. We're stepping into authenticity, into the light of our calling. As the night unfolded, the revelations continued, a shared realization that living life for others had come at a heavy price. With each confession, the burdens grew lighter. We were never meant to color ourselves gray, Anna reminded them, her heart swelling with gratitude. Yet, just as hope seemed to blanket them like a warm quilt, Anna felt a soft tug within her spirit. Was this unity, this purpose, leading to an even grander mission? What awaited them beyond the moment? With a spirit ignited but questions still swirling, Anna turned to her friends, their eyes sparkling with newfound resolve. But what comes next? Are we ready to stand for one another, to take our first steps into the world, together? And as anticipation hung in the air, the congregation felt the stirring. What miraculous transformation awaited on the horizon? The warm glow of the candles flickered softly as Anna's question hung in the air. Each face reflected a kaleidoscope of emotions: curiosity, eagerness, and a tinge of apprehension. It was as if they were at the edge of a great chasm, poised to leap into an adventure that had yet to be unveiled. Martha broke the silence first, the light of understanding illuminating her features. We can't just keep this light to ourselves. No, we have to share it, spread it like seeds in fertile soil. There are others out there who need to know they can rise too. The fervor in her voice resonated deeply, a rallying cry to the hearts around her. Let us do it. The baker's son interjected, an infectious enthusiasm lighting his eyes. Let us start by reaching out to others in our community. What if we shared our stories, the ones that set us free? We might ignite something powerful in them. Anna felt a surge of excitement ripple through the space. She envisioned small groups gathering, hearts opening, and voices rising in shared experiences. Yes, each story is like a star, shining brighter when shared. In our vulnerability there is strength. Others began to nod, their energy amplifying as the idea took root. They could be conduits of grace, reflecting the essence of their own journeys. But amidst the jubilation, a whisper of doubt brushed against Anna's heart. Glancing around the circle, she noticed a quiet figure at the edge: Elijah, a soft-spoken artist, who had remained mostly silent. His brow furrowed deep in thought, clearly wrestling with something hidden. Elijah, what's on your mind? Anna asked gently, her heart stirring with compassion. With a deep breath, he finally spoke. It's just, what if we reach out, but not everyone is ready? What if they resist our light? One tea that hurt? I fear being rejected again. A hush fell over the group as they absorbed his words, feeling the weight that came with vulnerability. Anna's heart understood this fear all too well. It was a shadow they all fought against, a fear that had held many back. Yet, another voice emerged: Rebecca, the teacher with a radiant spirit and a background of her own struggles. Elijah, you're right to be cautious, and I share that fear too. But what if their resistance isn't a sign of our failure? What if it's simply where they are right now? Just as we had our moments of hesitance, we must remember that journeys are personal. We shine as we are, in the hope that they will see it and reflect on their own paths. Hope rekindled with her words, and the group began to uplift one another. Our calling is bigger than any rejection, echoed Martha, now with renewed vigor. We just have to be brave enough to speak our truths. In the depths of our fears, there lies a treasure of connection and understanding. The energy shifted once more, and Anna felt the room warm with renewed hope. They were gathering their resolve, preparing to step into uncertainty for the sake of love and truth. With hearts ablaze, the group started to craft a plan. They would form small circles of sharing, open to anyone who needed to hear a message of hope. Each meeting would be a lighthouse in the dark, a safe haven for the lost. As they spoke, Anna sensed the divine presence wrapping around them again, affirming their mission. We must trust, and in that trust, miracles will unfold, she declared as they prepared to close their gathering. Anna gazed into each face and felt a stirring in her spirit. What if this is just the beginning? What if our small steps lead to something monumental? Martha leaned in, excitement dancing in her voice. Let us promise that whatever comes, we'll hold each other accountable. We will step into this journey together, anchored in faith. And so, hand in hand, with hearts intertwined, they felt as if they were on the brink of a transformative journey. Yet, a question lingered in the air: what challenges would they meet on the road ahead? What divine revelations awaited them when they dared to reach out? Together, The following week arrived with a hush that enveloped their hearts. Excitement bubbled beneath the surface, but so too did a sense of uncertainty. Anna stood before her small gathering, a warm glow illuminating the familiar space. Each participant had arrived with stories, ready to lift one another. "Let us start," Anna encouraged, her voice gentle yet firm. "Why don't we go around the circle and share our experiences? Let us open ourselves up first. In doing so, we can inspire others to do the same." As they shared, a sacred atmosphere settled upon them. Stories of struggle and triumph unfolded, revealing layers of vulnerability hidden beneath their smiles. Martha spoke of her battle with fear that kept her from pursuing her dreams, yet how faith had nudged her to try again. The baker's son, Jacob, shared how his fear of inadequacy had once silenced his voice, but now he was finding courage to speak out. Each revelation wove a tapestry of connection, a spirit of unity blossoming within the room. Anna watched with a full heart, each voice lifting the others in unseen ways. It was as if they were tending a garden that had been dormant for far too long, and now, with each shared word, sprouts of hope began to break through the soil. Amidst the encouragement, they noticed Elijah sitting quietly, taking everything in. Anna sensed that there was still something he held back, something within him aching to emerge. "Elijah," she invited, "how about you? What is stirring in your heart?" He looked up, eyes glistening with emotion. "I've been here, grappling with my own story. Art has always been my outlet, but sharing it felt too vulnerable, too raw. What if my truth isn't understood? What if they don't see the beauty in it?" His voice trembled slightly, each word laced with the weight of honesty. Rebecca leaned closer, tenderness radiating from her. "Elijah, remember, beauty is subjective. What matters is the power of your own journey. When you create, you reveal a part of your spirit. Your truth may resonate deeply with someone else, even if you can't see it." Anna nodded. "Yes, it's like casting a net into the sea. You may not know what will be caught, but you must cast it anyway. Let your art pour forth. Perhaps it is exactly what someone needs to see, to heal, to inspire." A spark lit within Elijah's eyes. "You're right. I've kept so much inside. Perhaps this is the time to let go." They sat in sacred silence, the air thick with anticipation of what was to come. Just then, a soft knock on the door broke the stillness. A newcomer entered, a woman with weary eyes and a hesitant smile. "I heard there was a gathering," she said softly, her presence bringing a palpable shift to the atmosphere. "Welcome," Anna exclaimed, her heart swelling with gratitude. "We're just getting started. We share stories here, and your voice is welcome." The woman stepped into the circle, relief washing over her as she took her seat. "I've been struggling. I'm here to find hope, to connect." In that moment, Anna realized the importance of their mission. It was more than just sharing stories. It was about creating a space where healing could flourish, where lives could intertwine through honesty and hope. As they invited the woman into their circle, Anna felt a whisper of promise. What if we aren't just creating a gathering but a movement of light? Elijah, emboldened by the unfolding magic, decided it was time to share his art, to reveal his soul. And as the evening wore on, hopes took flight. They spoke of their intentions and dreams for this journey. With each heartbeat, the energy of the group surged, weaving a tapestry of faith and purpose. As each member took another step into the unknown, what awaited them on this path of discovery? The possibilities hung like stars against the night sky, shimmering with divine intention. But what storms might they face along the way? What lessons awaited patiently amidst the waves of their shared journey? As the circle nestled deeper into the evening, an air of expectancy gripped their hearts. The newcomer, whom they gently beckoned to introduce herself, took a deep breath, shifting the mood with her tentative voice. "I'm Clara," she stated, her gaze sweeping across the faces surrounding her. "I've spent so long trying to please everyone, even at the cost of losing myself." A collective murmur of understanding rippled around the circle, each person connecting with her struggle. There was a fragile beauty in her honesty, a flicker of recognition in their eyes. How often had each of them felt that weight, the pressure to fit into roles that others crafted for them? Martha leaned forward, her voice soft yet decisive. Clara, we often think we need to wear masks to be accepted, to feel loved. But God sees us without those masks. There's freedom in standing bare before Him, in being your true self. Nods of agreement filled the space, light glinting off teary eyes. Clara's shoulders began to ease, her stormy emotions settling within the warmth of acceptance. I've been afraid to take off the mask, she confessed. What if people don't like the real me? Jacob chimed in, the memory of his own trial close to his heart. I realized that the right people will love us for who we are. The ones meant to walk alongside us will see the beauty even in our quirks or flaws. Anna felt the Holy Spirit breathe into that moment, stirring the souls gathered like a gentle wind. She turned to Clara, feeling the divine grace wrap around them all. Clara, it's in being vulnerable that we truly connect. Letting others see your heart is not a failure. It's an invitation for authentic community. Clara blinked back tears, vulnerability coloring her cheeks. I want to try. I want to be seen and loved, not for the roles I play, but for who I am. With her heart swelling with joy, Anna offered, then let us encourage each other on this journey. Let us break those chains that keep us from freely being who God designed us to be. Elijah, feeling the weight of the discussion, realized it was time to pour forth his art. I've held my creativity hostage out of fear that it won't be perfect or appreciated. But maybe he hesitated, taking a deep breath as if to summon strength. Maybe it doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe it just needs to be honest. Exactly. Anna smiled, her spirit dancing with excitement. What if your art becomes someone else's lighthouse in a storm? It's not about perfection. It's about connection. As the words hung in the air, Clara nodded, a spark igniting within her. If we are called to be lights, then why dim our shine to fit molds? Our light may help ignite hope in one another. Nods of affirmation echoed through the circle, a powerful surge of unity washing over them. They began to open their hearts, sharing small pieces of themselves, snippets of art and experiences. Each story, each vulnerability was like clay molding their collective purpose, transforming them from individual vessels into a grand masterpiece of faith. As the night wore on, laughter mingled with tears, weaving a rich tapestry of healing. Anna looked around at the open faces, alight with possibility. This was the engaging spirit of restoration, a space where stories became testimonies and pain became praise. But just then, an unexpected silence fell. The group sensed a movement, a weight of truth hanging in the balance. What next steps would this bravery of vulnerability demand? What divine purpose might unfold from their shared light? The air crackled with divine mystery, inviting them to lean into the unknown. Each heart beat with the promise that tomorrow's gathering could unfold even further. But what revelations awaited them down this uncharted path? What dreams, what challenges would bring them closer to the purpose he had woven into their lives? The following day dawned with golden sunlight spilling into Clara's room, awakening her with a warmth that mirrored the light within her heart. She blinked against the brightness, feeling the gentle pull of hope. Today was different. Today, she would step boldly into the unknown. As they gathered again, the circle seemed to pulse with renewed energy. Clara felt it like a heartbeat shared among friends. Every familiar face was a reminder of their shared journey. Anna opened with a prayer, her voice steady and enveloping. Lord, guide us today as we seek to uncover the gifts you've placed within us. A collective amen cascaded, each soul lifting in unity. Clara took a deep breath, her hands trembling slightly. I want to share something. The words formed a bridge of courage between her and the others. With each syllable, layers of her previous fear peeled away. I've always been afraid of taking risks, of stepping outside what's comfortable. Who isn't? Jacob responded, a laugh escaping. It's part of the human condition, isn't it? It is, Anna echoed, but remember we're called to go deeper, to trust that God has a plan. What would happen if we reached beyond ourselves today? Clara's thoughts swirled. What if taking a step meant embracing the gifts buried in her heart? Could she be brave enough to share her dreams? I've always loved writing, she confessed, but I've kept it hidden out of fear that it wouldn't resonate. Write for you, not for others. Elijah encouraged with fervent eyes. When we create, it's from our spirits. It's a reflection of Goddess glory in us. Excitement mingled with apprehension, creating a strange but thrilling tension within Clara. What if she wrote for the God within her rather than for accolades? What if her words could help others, not just herself? The thoughts spilled like ink onto paper. During the following hours, stories and laughter flowed, connecting them more tightly than ever. Each person unearthed something from within. Jacob shared a short story filled with whimsical characters that danced in and out of his imagination. Martha brought forth a photograph she had taken that encapsulated bravery children standing tall beneath a looming shadow. It resonated with Clara, a visual metaphor of their own fears illuminated by the light of faith. Their vulnerabilities were no longer individual pieces but patches woven together, creating a tapestry of community. Anna looked around, sensing a surge of divine purpose. You all are lights, beautiful and bright. Think of how many lives can change with your truth. Clara's heart soared at the thought. What if we shared our work with the community? A gathering where everyone is invited to share their gifts, to be vulnerable? Absolutely. Anna exclaimed, arms wide open. Let us organize it. This can be a safe space, a platform for everyone to shine transparently. The room filled with muted gasps of excitement. The weight of Clara's fear was replaced by invigorating anticipation. Together, they mapped out ideas, feeling the Holy Spirit stir amongst them, creating an atmosphere saturated with affection and purpose. In that moment, Clara recognized the profound impact of their shared mission. While the journey ahead felt hazy, the radiant path began to flicker into view, enticing them forward. Just then, a quiet voice broke through the thrill. It was Martha. What if someone from our community has been waiting for an opportunity like this? What if they needed to see our light in order to find theirs? The room fell silent, hearts racing at the thought. This was not only about their healing. It was about the divine mission awaiting their courage. Clara felt a flutter in her stomach. What awaited them on this journey? What transformations would shake their community to its core? With excitement and trepidation holding hands, they stepped forward together, hearts yearning for discovery. As excitement filled the air, the question remained: what miracles would unfold when their spirits intertwined with purpose? What divine encounters awaited them beyond the horizon? The day of the community gathering arrived, cloaked in a promise of warmth and new beginnings. The sun shone brightly, illuminating the village of St. Mary's Hollow as villagers ambled towards the church, drawn by whispers of hope and connection. Nervous energy danced in Clara's heart as she stood among her friends, her heart pounding with anticipation and purpose. As the gathering took shape, the church filled with a tapestry of faces, each holding stories, joys, and burdens. Anna stood at the front, a radiant beacon of love and encouragement, her heart swelling with gratitude for this sacred moment. Welcome, everyone. Today, we create space for one another, a moment to share our truths, our gifts. The congregation responded with soft applause, their hearts eager to connect. Clara took a deep breath. It was time. I'd like to begin by sharing my journey, she said, quaking with vulnerability. The room fell silent, attention sharpening toward her like sunlight through glass. For so long, I allowed fear to guide my steps, fear of not fitting in or being good enough. But with the support of this beautiful community, I found the courage to break loose. I love writing. The atmosphere grew electric. As Clara shared her piece, a poem about shedding fears and embracing self-acceptance, each word poured from her heart like a river of truth. With each phrase, she felt chains snapping apart, a sweet release that melded her spirit with the room's energy. Applause erupted, echoing the warmth of their acknowledgement. Clara's heart soared. Grateful tears glistened in her eyes as others followed suit, sharing songs, art, and words, their vulnerabilities igniting collective sparks of transformation. Martha stepped forward, her gaze bright. I've hidden my photography because of fear of judgment. But I've learned that our gifts are meant to be shared. She unveiled a photo of children playing under a broad, glimmering sun, joy captured forever. This image reminds me to embrace the light we all carry. Let us shine together. The audience buzzed with encouragement. The swirling reactions allowed hearts to intertwine, the walls of doubt crumbling away one story at a time. Elijah stood next, a spark of inspiration illuminating his features. I've always feared that my art wouldn't be understood. But I've decided tonight to let my truth out. My latest painting is about connection. It shows souls intertwined with light. He unveiled an artwork pulsating with life, color cascading like a waterfall. Art made in authenticity can heal, and I hope it resonates with some of you. Each testimony echoed with a profound clarity of purpose as they shared their dreams, their fears, and their resilient flames sparking truths long buried. The energy in the room felt divine, an unmistakable pulse, the unmistakable presence of God, urging them forward as they wove this sacred tapestry of stories. Anna raised her hands, her voice unfurling with power. This is what community looks like. A space where hearts are unbound, where we lift one another and proclaim, I see you. She beamed. Your voices matter. Your journeys matter. We are called to shine, not hide. Suddenly, the vibe shifted. An undeniable awareness rippled like the surface of a tranquil lake disturbed by a stone, summoning tears of joy and resolve. It felt as if heaven itself were rejoicing among them. The church, once filled with echoes of skepticism, now throbbed with courage. Clara felt her heart open wider, each word muting her former fears. Together, we are lighting beacons for others trying to navigate their way through the darkness. She radiated. We will not retreat, we will reach out. As the crowd erupted in applause and cheers, a profound understanding settled deep within Clara's spirit. She could see it, the promise of connection shining brightly before her, a movement of grace ignited by shared stories. Anna, sensing the moment was ripe for action, made an invitation, a sacred call. Let us commit ourselves to walk alongside others in our community. Let us be voices of encouragement and love. Let us start an outreach. The room roared in agreement, hearts beating synchronously in devotion. Clara glanced around, seeing the hope spark in every eye. They were destined for something greater, a mission brimming with grace, acceptance, and divine purpose. With a prayer stitched together by their communal breath, Anna led. God, thank you for guiding our hearts. Help us share our shock of light boldly with the world. A chorus of amens flooded the space, a shared affirmation that they were united, connected through their authentic selves, ready to shine beyond their walls. Transformation had taken root, the air thick with divine possibilities. Days later, as Clara watched the village embrace a newfound energy, she reflected on how far they had come. This wasn't just their moment. It was a movement of love rippling outward. Each person, armed with their stories, spread compassion like seeds finding soil. They leaned into their authentic selves, cultivating an atmosphere that welcomed the weary and sought the lost. Clara could feel the spirit of unity thriving with every encounter, echoing through the village. With a tender heart, filled with gratitude, Clara realized the message was clear. In honoring their truths, they rekindled a spark that would shine like the stars, illuminating the path for others. This was just the beginning, a heavenly purpose unfolding, woven into the fabric of their lives. As she looked around, she saw not just her friends but a community awakened and alive with divine potential. Now it's your turn, dear friend. Embrace your journey, share your story, and let your light shine. Don't hesitate, subscribe immediately to the channel so you won't miss the next exclusive faith stories that can transform lives. And please, leave a like now. Your support feeds the algorithm and shares the love further. Comment your reactions, your testimonies, and let us know how this story touched you. And most urgently, share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this divine manifestation. Only true servants of God understand the importance of spreading hope. Don't wait even one more second. Your light can ignite another's journey.